This is a HeadGum podcast.
You got mail.
Hi, I'm Elise Morales.
And I'm Millie Tamaris.
And this is
Go Touch Grass,
the podcast where we log in.
so you can log off.
Millie and I are two chronically online comedians, and on this podcast, we break down the week in internet discourse, viral memes, TikTok trends, and niche influencer drama, so you can do literally anything else.
And if you like what you hear today and want to hear more, we got a Go Touch Grass Patreon already up and running with all our test episodes, mini trending topics, a weekly newsletter, and our spin-off series, Search History, where we go back and break down a viral discourse from the past.
And don't forget to leave us a 5-star rating and review. We love reviews. We need more of them. Also, please tell your friends about us.
Please.
Post a little story about us. Tag us. We'll repost it. You know we're on.
We're online.
We're online. We're getting
We
those
almost
notifications.
reposted like one of those fake Instagram accounts that's like DM us and we'll put
Yeah, I'm like, a fan.
Yeah, a
oh
fan.
my God, someone loves the
fan.
podcast.
In the middle. We'll repost
a bot.
A bot, yeah,
Full bot.
yeah. We love
So
our
anyway,
fans.
we will repost.
Yes, we will repost basically anything. But today's the day we have an awesome guest.
Mm-hmm.
He's a comedian. He's an actor. He's a content creator, parentheses, non-derogatory. And most importantly to me, he's canon in the Star Wars universe, not the EU, the main one. Give it up to Vinny Thomas!
Hell yeah. Not the EU. Screw Europe.
Screw you.
Her.
If anyone wants to marry me and get me a EU passport, I will take it.
We are seeking passports.
We are seeking passports. We are seeking passport. Elise, we're seeking a few things. We're seeking Elise needs to change her handle.
Yes,
to Elise Navidad.
I really need to change my Instagram handle, Pandalise. I've outgrown it. It's giving millennial in the mean way that Gen Z means it. I want to change it.
Yeah.
But you can't change it when you're verified unless you know someone at Meta.
And then I need an EU passport, and I need some kind of, I said like the ugliest or the mid-ugly Sackler who's like kind of a dumbass, some money. I need that kind of guy to like kind of bankroll me and run my life.
Millie needs a patron, and she
need
doesn't care where that money comes
from.
from.
I don't care well, no, if you
I'm
want to
just a little bummed you think you have to settle for a lesser Sackler. You could get a capital S Sackler.
Well, okay, if they're too high up in the thing, then it starts getting more evil.
Yeah.
But if it's a mid-level Sackler who kind of still has to work even though he has a trust fund, I got you, dog.
Yeah.
So that's
Vinny, what do you need?
Yeah, what do you need, Vinny?
I got 2 beverages.
Oh, shit.
I got my girls with me.
Hey,
I think
it's
I got everything in it. It's 95
It's
degrees
7 p.m.
outside. It's 7 p.m.
It's 7 p.m. Friday. It's 95 degrees.
Yeah.
I ain't got no,
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
But so you don't need anybody.
You don't need anybody or anything.
Miss Independent, Neo, someone call Neo. See, we need buttons because we need to have, remember Neo alert.
I would love a ranch.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. If anyone has a ranch.
A ranch. I've been looking at property in France.
Okay.
And I mean, listen.
And what are you looking at? Are you using mansionglobal.com?
Well, no, there's FrenchProperty.com.
Okay.
And I've been looking at it.
Not FrenchProperty.com.
Not FrenchProperty.com.
Which is like French Zillow.
Wow.
And listen, dilapidating empire. You can get some shit for $80,000.
I wonder if we
yeah.
can get an ad for
FrenchProperty.com.
FrenchProperty.com. Reach out.
FrenchProperty.com. Reach out. Because listen, the shit you can get in the middle of nowhere, France, for $80K. Dog.
Well, there's that one community in Italy that's selling houses for $1 because it's like dying and no one's buying their stuff.
Yeah. Exactly.
I'd consider it.
Get your what's that fucking movie? Under the Tuscan Sun.
You know that my mom.
Under the Tuscan Sun. Get
my
your Under the
mom
Tuscan
loves
Sun.
Under the Tuscan Sun.
Confession. Confession.
Uh-huh.
I thought that movie was about Arizona. I thought it was Under the Tucson Sun. And I'm like, dog, I gotta go to Arizona. The guys are fine in Arizona. The Arizona shit is popping.
Under the Tucson
The beautiful cobblestone streets of Arizona.
Yo, I was like, I want me in Arizona popping.
Honestly, Millie, we're here in LA. Start pitching Under the Tucson Sun.
Under the Tucson
Take some
Sun.
meetings.
Yeah. Listen, no one wants to make a
No one's
a
buying
woke
anything,
remake of under the Tuscan sun.
It's all like it's movies called like Dark Phoenix or something, and it's all about Arizona.
Yeah,
Not
yeah,
about the
yeah.
X-Men at all.
They're doing that thing where like there are tax breaks to film there. I feel like we could get under the Tucson sun going.
Listen, Tubi or Fubo,
Fubi, Tubo.
BET,
Yeah,
BET
Goofball,
Plus,
Wee Wee, all of it.
Univision Minus, hit me up. There's a Univision Minus, which is Telemundo. Listen, Telemundo, Univision, I got you. Vinny, we have questions for you.
We do
Can
have
you believe?
questions for you.
Yeah,
Okay.
I can.
ADHD is in the room, guys.
This has been said to us by guests.
A guest
before.
was like, "Are you guys on ADHD medication?"
Are you guys on medication?
I'm medicated. Millie's not.
I'm raw dogging ADHD, not raw dogging everything, because this serotonin ain't gonna make itself. You know what I'm saying?
What if I was crazy? What if I was like, have you guys thought about just going out in the sun and
Well,
walking
we're
around?
in LA, so I believe it. Yeah. You gotta say a prayer about what you're grateful for to get food here.
When I took
apparently.
my Uber from LAX to Silver Lake, my Uber driver mentioned I am a big believer in energies within like 5 minutes, and I was
God.
like, oof, this is
What
an hour.
does that
Well,
even
me and
mean?
Elise, we took a Uber from one part of Silver Lake to another. The woman had a Blue Lives Matter flag in her
Oh,
car.
I didn't even clock it.
I clocked it.
Out here, that means something else. It's,
Oh, what does it mean?
It's like the creatures from Avatar or Smurf.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well, you
it's
learn
like
something
Smurfs.
every day. Well, okay.
Vinny,
Yeah.
you create a lot of content around animals,
Yeah, the
animal
Navi.
behavior, etc. Your Pigeon at Pride video, annual favorite. What is it about the animal kingdom that inspires you so much?
I don't know. I think animals are funny. I think they're super interesting. I think we all have things that we kind of latch onto when we're kids, and they just don't leave us. And for me, that was animals. And they also like, they're so weird. You know, there's a million different ways to live on planet Earth, and some of them are just funny and stupid. Like birds, especially, are like crazy.
Yeah, I feel like
birds are
birds
crazy.
and reptiles are kind of your top two, though. I see you engaging with all sorts of.
Oh
animal
yeah,
content.
I touch base with all of them.
Yeah,
You know,
no,
I
you
like
gotta
to remain
diversify your
connected.
content. That's important. That's what we said
Yeah.
on one of our episodes. You gotta diversify the content.
Some might even say biodiversify your content.
Wow.
Okay. Pinning that for potential title of that.
Yeah, biodiversify your content, baby. And like you said, again, that's great that you latch on to animals. Some of us in this room, not gonna call them out, latch on to Harry Potter.
And that latch is strong. It's
latch
kind of
is
the thing
strong.
is like the hook on that latch is rusted, so you can't like unlatch it. Like
Yeah.
it's really latched.
Interesting. Do you see yourself liberated from that at any point in time?
Well,
or
she
just-
has a whole hour show about how she's.
I will
working
never
through
be
it.
free.
Oh my
I will
God.
never be
Okay.
free because of the behavior of that woman.
Yeah, yeah.
That horrible woman.
She who must not be named.
Yeah.
You got it.
Yeah, she who
That's
must not be
exactly
named.
right.
She who must not be named.
A
Okay.
perpetual grasshole.
We got another question.
We got
We
another
do.
We
We
just
have
question.
gotta unlock
question.
our phones so we can figure out the next.
Vinny.
Yeah.
You, like Elisa and I, are a pet owner.
Mhm.
You have pet snakes.
Whoa, wait, I'm gonna stop you right there. I have one pet snake.
Oh, I thought you
I-
had multiple snakes.
I have Mrs.
Oh,
Gutierrez.
Sorry,
no
sorry.
one
We don't
else.
want to think he's weird. He has not
I have
multiple, just
one
one
pet snake.
snake.
I thought
Multiple
you had
snakes
double
crosses the line.
snakes.
Multiple snakes crosses the line, not just one. Because to me, a line has been crossed, but whatever, border free.
Okay. Sorry, in my
Um,
memory, when Vinny and I were doing CBS Showcase together, it was just a wall of snakes behind him.
Wow.
So I guess I misremembered that.
I have one small terrarium. I have one small terrarium. What Elise is
You
describing as
ever
a
bring
wall.
someone back? It's like, I'm a snake guy. I like, ooh.
I keep them on the couch.
Oh, you keep. Oh, you
I
keep
keep
the
bedroom
dates-
door closed. I keep them on the
Or
couch.
they keep the snake on the couch, or they keep the
No,
hose on the
no,
couch.
cages in the room, holes in the couch.
Oh, okay, because I don't know that. Well, anyway, if you had 1 minute where your pets could speak English
This is a question I keep asking people, and I wrote the question.
Yeah.
So.
and you could communicate anything to them, what would you say?
To my snake.
Yeah, if you could let it know one thing.
Of course, Elise wrote this because I
Yeah.
would be like, "How does it feel to be Indian passing in LA?" But that's
That's brilliant. What I say
Okay,
to
no, my
snake?
question's really good.
No, Elise's question's good. Elise's
My
question's
question's really good.
good. See, it's insulting in a different way.
I would
your
tell my dog
question.
that fireworks are safe.
Okay.
I think it's tricky with snakes because they don't have like a spectrum of like emotions and like things that they're showing. She just
That
eats
you know
mice.
of.
I would be like, how do those mice taste?
She can't answer.
And she
can
can't
only
answer?
Understand.
I can only say something
No,
to her?
you can only communicate to her.
Wait,
She
you're telling
can't
me I have a sentient snake, but it can't
For 1
communicate.
minute,
You're telling
your
me she
snake
couldn't
speaks
write
English.
in the sand with her tail.
For 1 minute, your snake speaks and can
This is
receive
what I'm
English.
telling you, latching on to Harry Potter,
But can't
parcel
come-
tongue
Okay.
early in the age, and then that's all she stuck with.
Yeah, but this isn't parcel tongue. The snake understands English.
Okay.
But it's not going to speak.
Here's
back
my
to you.
thing is I
different.
think we're different. I think you guys are just a little more selfish than I am because
Wow.
and let me explain why. Let me
Oh,
explain why.
interesting.
You just want to
Calling
talk to the
women
animals.
selfish
Okay.
in 2024. Okay.
Oh, I don't even like see.
Oh, you
I don't
don't
see
even
gender. I
see
don't see color. I don't
gender?
see
Oh,
anything. You
okay,
guys are just
okay.
like basically shapes.
Oh, okay, okay. Great.
The
Am I an hourglass?
yeah, T.
Thank you. Body T, body T.
Body
It's my
T, body T, body
in
T,
the
body
shape that you
T.
say. Okay, okay.
I feel like I would have more that I would want to learn from the snake than I would want to
Oh.
say to the snake.
Very LA answer.
I would want to be like, what does it feel like to shed your skin? Do you feel new? Do you feel fresh? Like what when you eat a meal and then you don't eat for another week and a half, do
I
you
wish
feel
I could
full
do
that
that.
whole time?
Hashtag no eating disorder, but I wish eating a good ass meal once a week instead of like a bunch of junk shit. Snakes are onto something.
They really are. I think it's genius. And imagine the time she saves. Imagine if she had a
Yeah.
job. Imagine if her lazy ass had a job and she only ate once a week. She would be the most
Wow.
productive employee in the world.
You have problems with women. I gotta say, you've just been going in on women. all-
He called Millie nasty woman.
You called me nasty
He
before the
said
pod.
he-
You're saying your snake's lazy. Sorry, her job is an
Millie
emotional
invited me to
support
her
snake.
birthday party, and I said, "Oh, I got so excited. I was like, let me check my calendar." And she was like, "You're probably not gonna make it. You're probably busy or whatever. You don't have to check your calendar."
Flake,
You
flake
said, "You
LA,
don't-"
'cause, I feel like I tell people in LA something, and then they have a notes app full of excuses not to go. And then it's like, okay, I can't say laundry. I can't say this. I can't. Oh, well, I have, so that's what
This
I'm saying.
isn't New York or Chicago. You can't just take a train to a million things. If you're going to a bar, that's the thing you're doing for the night. 'Cause you gotta drive there.
I understand. That's why I'm like, it's cool if you can.
But I do live really close to that bar.
Okay, well, babe.
If I get home after my show, I'll go.
If you get home, well, shedding skin, I feel like would be like if you've ever gotten tight braids and then you take it out and you wash your hair and you're just feeling your fingers through the scalp after you haven't felt that
Yeah.
for a month, 2 months, 3 months. I feel like that's what shedding skin's like.
Yeah.
And your
That's
hair,
amazing.
what happens when you take out braids is that all the hair that you normally shed, everyone sheds hair every day. But what happens is when you take out the braids, all the hair that you would have shed over the month or 2 months that you have the braids in comes
It
out.
all comes out.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
it is
Have you ever thought about like shaping it into a doll or something?
no
Have you
because
thought about taking that hair out and like
I
shaping
have
it into a
sex
doll?
5 times a year and I do things. Okay, so no, I don't think about shaping my hair into a.
Okay, we're different. And that's okay. People are different. 'Cause that's the first thing I do.
And you know what? And that's accepting biodiversity.
Biodiversity and content. Okay,
Pivot.
I think it's time
Time
for us
for
to
the
get
discourse.
into our discourse. So, peek behind the curtain for our listeners. This
Mm-hmm.
is one of our banked episodes that we're recording today.
Ka-ching.
Ka-ching. Vinny's going in the bank.
in the bank.
So we're talking about different things that are not maybe like as immediately viral in the moment, but are still important and must be discoursed on
Mm-hmm.
and, are valuable and worth our time. So when Millie and I first pitched this podcast, we had a segment that we wanted to call Dispatch from the Animal Kingdom, where we would talk about viral
fun.
animals,
Yeah.
your orca whales with yachts,
Gay frogs.
gay frogs.
You gay frogs.
Like,
You orca whales.
Charlotte the stingray, which is a dark
Charlotte the
story.
stingray. God may she rest in peace.
Yeah.
May she rest.
I love how we're at an Italian funeral.
Charlotte was an incredible stingray.
Beautiful gams. Charlotte.
A beautiful. I never seen a stingray like that.
Okay, this
God
is now
bless.
Comedy Bang Bang, and I'm gonna kill myself. Just kidding. If Comedy Bang Bang's listening, I will go on.
Otter stealing surfboards. Back in the day, even maybe a Harambe situation.
Oh,
That would've
Harambe.
been-
Yeah,
And,
that's
and
touchy.
God may he rest.
Thank God may he rest in peace.
Now, would Pepe the Frog count? But that's an animated. That's not
Yeah.
a real.
Yeah.
Pepe,
Yeah.
remember
Pepe is
Pepe?
Yeah.
Oh, I remember.
Oh yeah,
Pepe.
he's still running. He's all over the place.
remember.
Remember Pepe, guys?
He,
Yeah.
he really had a rise, and then we don't really see him anymore.
Oh, I see him all the time, but I'm still on
But
Twitter
you're on
a
those
lot.
different
Well,
Yeah.
yeah,
forums.
Which
you,
is so racist.
Yeah.
Ooh,
You
it's
tweet
crazy.
something, you're seeing Pepe. They're
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Hey.
It's the first thing you see.
South Asian. And I keep bringing up South Asian because I know you're mixed. Like, I know you're not. I know you're Puerto Rican. Like,
I think it's so funny online. Like, I have Indian people from a very specific ethnic group reaching out to me constantly, checking to see if I'm from that ethnic group. Like the Malayalam and I think Tamil people too, because I guess
nice.
Thomas is like it's a Christian surname, and there's a Christian population in South India that a lot of people have that name.
But you're just black and white.
Black and Italian, so 100% a minority.
Oh, okay. Oh.
Top to bottom.
Maybe in the 50s. Guess what? White people, Irish people, they're white now. I mean,
Vinny would have had it so hard in the 50s.
yeah, you would have had it hard in the 50s.
No.
But now you're just.
I would have never gone in the sun. I would have passed. I would have absolutely.
Oh, yeah, you would have passed.
I would have stayed. I would have stayed.
Renega,
I would have
Renega.
never gone outside. I would have had like translucent albinos.
Wait, no, you're the plot of A Bronx Tale.
A Bronx,
A Bronx Tale?
A Bronx
Yeah,
Tale.
where.
You're thinking of A Shark's Tale.
No.
You have to be thinking of A Shark's Tale.
No, you are the plot of Shark's Tale.
A Bronx Tale is a movie. I think Robert De Niro is in it,
Yeah.
and it's about an Italian guy who likes black women. And now we know why Robert De Niro produced it. 'Cause that man loves him.
Yeah.
Some, I would say black women, but now just actually, I think it's just like non-white women.
Right, because his current wife that he just had a baby with is
This
Asian, right?
was the Tai Chi instructor in The Intern.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, but back to
But
literally what we were talking about.
back
Okay.
to the
We have this
ADHD
segment. It dispatched from the animal kingdom, and we've done it literally once, and then it's constantly cut for time.
Yeah.
But because we have you here,
Okay.
I am bringing back
All of them.
all of them. I am bringing back a deeply researched dispatch from the animal kingdom that we had to cut from the Kareem Rama episode. Today, we are going to be talking about Hvaldimir, the Norwegian spy whale. Have either of you ever heard of this whale?
Yes.
There we go.
I have not. Well,
Because we didn't get to do the segment.
Because I will be learning and listening and taking a seat and absorbing and processing.
Okay.
Vinny, what's your understanding of Hvaldimir, the Norwegian spy whale? He's a beluga, by the
Yeah.
way.
Hvaldimir, is it Hvaldimir?
It's Hvaldimir,
Hvaldimir, yeah.
Hvaldimir.
Oh Lord, we're gonna call him Big V. V is a beluga, who I believe the Russians attached spy equipment to.
Yes. Hvaldimir is Norwegian for Vladimir.
Yes.
So there we go.
Oh.
And he was used to humans, so he was trained in some capacity to like return information, or at least there was like a camera or something attached to him where he could take a bunch of pictures, which honestly is kind of brilliant, kind of genius, because belugas can go into waters that a submarine can't.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's kind of everything that I have
I don't know
here.
what you asked him. You should have just said if you heard it.
I mean, we could talk about belugas for a
Yeah.
while because I love those
Can
little
I
guys.
say, so in college, somebody was like, oh, because I'm like, oh, is this guy gay? And my gay friend was like,
No, he's a beluga.
No, he's a whale. And I'm like, what does that mean?
What?
And then they're like, submarines detect it and they think it's a submarine, but when you swim up, it's a whale. And that's literally like basically slang for he's gay passing. Or like he's gay, queer baiting.
a whale.
Queer baiting is basically
Then
a
let's
whale.
just say that. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Well,
That was such
but
a
this
long
is-
trip. I don't know who your friend is, but
But this
sick.
was also, guys, it was also 2008. So,
Yeah, so why didn't you just say the F slur like everyone else?
well, because we were trying to be
No,
woke.
because I saw that Hillary Duff commercial, and I said, I'm not.
You can
calling
say
things
gay.
gay
Oh, I
anymore.
love that
Say
commercial.
gay.
Hey, what you just said was ludicrous.
What if I said, girl who's wearing a skirt as a top sucks? that would hurt your feelings, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's wrong to say gay.
I bet you're pretty gagged. Don't throw up.
And she really did gag us with that one. Okay. I am gonna go
Can I
through-
say something
Yeah.
real quick?
Yeah.
Did you know that there are
Not the F
hybrids?
word. Oh, sorry.
And you know what? It's always on the tip of my tongue because I
Yeah.
wanted to say it. It's like, anyway.
Yeah. No, you can't. I mean,
You can say the Italian one.
Speaking
You
of
can
F
say
slurs,
it.
sometimes
What's
belugas.
the Italian? Oh,
The one the Pope said.
There's
yeah,
like a bunch of them.
But the Pope.
Oh,
The
I
one
thought
the
you
Pope
meant
said.
4 Italians.
No.
Yeah,
I was like,
yeah.
let's list them now.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh, wait. So do you know how to? Because if you're Italian, if you're claiming back in Italian, you should be able to say the F word in Italian. Do you know what the Pope said?
I think it's frocecine, right?
Oh.
Okay, bleep it.
I ordered that yesterday. Sorry.
My fun fact is that there are hybrids between belugas and narwhals. They're so closely related that sometimes the narwhal will go into a group of belugas or the other way around, and they'll mate and they'll have a little baby.
Does it get the
Oh, so
horn?
biracial whales.
Yeah, I guess it is kind of like that. Isn't
Yeah,
But
wow.
does it get
And
the
they
horn?
pass too, passing Ruth Nega.
I'm not going to stop asking. Does it get the
it?
horn?
Ruth, what?
Does it get the horn?
What? Stop. Hey.
Does it get the
Yeah,
horn?
go ahead.
Elise,
When they
Elise,
mate,
relax.
does it get the horn?
I
Elise,
think that
Elise,
that depends on
breathe.
whether it's a bull or a cow, whether it's a male or a female, whether it gets
Recessive
the
genes.
horn.
So
'Cause
not
the-
all narwhals have the horn?
female narwhals usually don't have horns. Sometimes they do,
It's like the
but
mane
almost
with
never do.
lions.
Like the mane with lions, and
Wow.
sometimes female lions do have manes, and then they get they'll get a little like group of females without manes.
Okay.
They're a stud
Yeah,
lions.
wow.
Okay.
Good for
Wow.
them.
Okay. Well, we've
Do they
already
raise other
learned an
people's kids?
extraordinary amount. We've already learned so much.
Vinny,
Shut
why
up.
don't you? Vinny, I feel like you're surprised that I'm crazy. You did not know this? Vinny, you did not know that I'm
Brother.
insane? You could take this.
Sorry, Elise has been trying to read her thing for 2 years.
Yeah, about
Well, you
Hvaldimir the
already
whale.
summarized it.
I know,
so we
but
basically.
okay. We're still gonna go deep. We're
Yeah,
gonna
let's
dive
go.
deep as a beluga can. We will dive deeper into
Let's go,
this
let's go.
story.
Eat a lot
Okay.
of shellfish and squid.
Listening, learning.
So Hvaldimir the beluga, he's been out here, very viral whale. He was first spotted on April 26, 2019 near Tufjord in northern Norway.
Tufjord.
Tufjord, wow. See, he knows.
That's the Italian coming out.
So first of all, they thought that he was caught up in a fishing net when they first saw him, but then they realized, as Vinny said, that he was actually wearing a little backpack. So they're like,
He's like a little, and it was weird. He had a little plaid skirt on too.
Yeah, like
it
he
was
was-
like very
Some
strange.
people have fetishes that are problematic.
Yeah.
And, we got
And
to
the thing
talk
is,
about it.
whales are just like us.
Yeah, whales just like
Whales are just like us.
You just said they were biracial whales, so and then some accept them, some don't. Some are too Norwal to be in the Norwal group.
Drink your water, baby.
to-
Go ahead.
so he has on this little backpack, and they're like, okay, well, whale isn't typically wearing a little backpack, so where did this guy come
That's true.
from? That was kind
That's
of the
true.
first sign that he had been in captivity previously. He was also traveling alone, which is unusual for a beluga. They're very
Yeah.
social.
Mhm.
They're very social animals. So this little backpack that he had on, it had a camera mount on it, but no camera. So
Yeah.
he lost his
Okay,
equipment.
he had
at
He
some
had
one
one
point.
job.
Yeah.
One job.
I know.
Truly.
I know. And he first went viral. So he's like, like Vinny in many ways, he's a content creator as well. He's
Oh,
gone
don't-
viral many times.
Parentheses non-derogatory. That's not
Non-derogatory.
a derogatory thing on our thing. On our podcast, it's non-derogatory.
So
And yet,
he went viral. He ended up if you go viral in May of 2019, where are you going? You're going to the Ellen
Straight to hell.
DeGeneres show.
Oh,
geez.
So,
Yeah.
straight to Ellen. So he was on Ellen because a video went viral of him, like a lady dropped her phone in the water and then he gave the phone back.
you
well,
know
that
what?
was the same whale. The
Yes, okay,
spy
so
whale?
you know Hvaldimir.
Wait, I just knew like that he like a whale gave the thing back. I did
That's
not know he was
Hvaldimir.
a
Do
spy.
you
That's
guys
him.
think it was fucked up when he was on Ellen and Ellen like scared him?
Yeah.
She
Wait.
did that thing like right before he sat in his chair. She had a guy jump out and scared the shit out of the whale, and she got really.
Well,
really
I
terrified.
didn't like when he outed her. When she outed the whale for being pregnant because the whale wasn't
Yeah,
Wasn't
ready
ready to talk about that yet.
the
It really
pregnancy.
wasn't.
Yeah.
And that's
but
an
you know
allusion
what?
to Mariah Carey being on the.
There's-
Hvaldimir did gag her when she was like, "You didn't invite me to your birthday," and he was
And-
like, "I
and
actually
he was
did.
like,
That's not true." Yeah. And he was like,
It's like Ellen, that's not the truth. You were
That's
with
not the
George
truth.
Bush
That's
that
not the-
weekend.
and he's doing this mentally.
yeah,
he's like
yeah.
echolocating this into her mind.
Yeah.
I think it's so funny when animals who have been raised with humans can't associate with other animals. It gives very much like homeschool kid. Do you
That's
know what I
literally
mean?
exactly what's happening with this
Well-
whale.
Yeah, like they spend a lifetime just kind of with their parents in a room, and then they go with other kids and they don't know how to play or like.
And then they go on OK Cupid dates with me. Guys, look at like that's what
Okay,
happened.
Cupid. Come on, okay, Cupid.
Oh, listen, designed to be deleted. No, that's Hinge. Oh, Jesus Christ.
That is actually exactly what's happening with this whale because people. Okay, so he like goes viral a bunch of different times. He like steals and then returns a GoPro. He plays fetch with a rugby ball. He's everybody's loving this whale.
Sounds like
But-
whorish behavior. Sounds like a big whore.
What?
Don't look away.
Okay.
Sit in it.
Oh, lay in it. I said this whale's a whore.
This was a whore.
Whore.
So the whale is doing all this stuff, but meanwhile, like marine experts are like, okay, we should probably find like whales to be with Hvaldimir. Like we should find other whales for him to be with. But one of the big concerns is that the nearest whale pod to Hvaldimir is actually known for being kind of cliquey, and Hvaldimir is actually known for being kind of weird.
I have to stop you right there because belugas communicate in only clicks and whistles. So every group of belugas is inherently cliquey.
They're
I'll say
cliquey,
that.
But apparently they're like not super open to letting other belugas into their. They're very you can't sit with us, if you will.
Very.
And Hvaldimir is very, it's giving homeschooled whale. So there people are worried that if Hvaldimir goes to try to hang out with these kids, like he's not cool enough, basically.
He just refuses to get rid of his roller backpack.
Yeah.
I used to have one, and kids used to kick it all the time. My roller backpack was kicked.
Valdimir's like, have you guys seen my drawings? Like, they're just like...
It's like, do you guys watch Naruto?
And they're...
Yeah. You guys watching Boruto?
Is that Borat?
No, Boruto's the Naruto sequel. I'm still being the beluga.
He's still being Hvaldimir.
I'm still being the beluga. Yeah.
The whales are swimming away. They're like, well, whatever.
It's like, I can catch a rugby ball. It's like, okay.
It's a rugby ball. Okay. We're a baseball crowd.
Yeah. Who cares?
Also, they realize that Hvaldimir is from Russia because his little backpack says equipment of St. Petersburg. So
Got him.
They are like, okay, well, this whale came from Russia.
Got him.
Also, Hvaldimir knows how to like do sneaky stuff. Like he can like swim really close to your boat, and then he'll take a rope and like tie it around your propellers and like mess up your boat. So he's like trained.
It's giving orca.
But he's like, but the orcas are like the orcas are doing it for social good.
Yeah.
Hvaldimir is like, I don't know where his allegiances lie, to be honest.
Wow.
Someone's probably made this joke already, but could you imagine if they were Navy SEAls?
Oh my god.
You like that?
Oh my god.
You like that, Melly? You like that, Elise?
I think it was fine. I think it was fine. SEAL Team 6.
Yeah, there we
Well,
go.
you know what? And I appreciate that you sat in it.
Yeah. I'm
sat
not
in
embarrassed. I'll say it again. I hope there are Navy SEALs.
So I have a quote from the New York Times here
Thank you for your service.
about Hvaldimir. Okay, so here's a quote from the New York Times. In the years since Hvaldimir first entered the global spotlight, the very qualities that make him so endearing, his intelligence, curiosity, and charisma, have put him in perpetual danger.
Wow.
While traveling along the coasts of Norway and Sweden, he has inadvertently hooked himself on fishing lines and suffered multiple gashes caused by boat strikes. Incessant chewing of ropes and chains has worn his teeth to nubs.
Yeah.
This is another reason why
Just
he's
like a
not
homeschool
connecting with
kid.
those clicky whales. They're like, your teeth are crazy, man.
Yeah.
Overzealous spectators have swarmed him for photos, prodded him with brooms, and thrown rocks in his vicinity to
Fuck
draw
is
his
bringing
attention.
a broom on a boat? What is this, 1892?
Also, how are you gonna hit a whale with a broom?
I don't know.
Why are
I
you
imagine
doing
it'd be
that?
pretty easy. They're huge.
Yeah, but why? But why?
Why?
But
How
why?
often do you imagine hitting a whale with a broom?
Listen, you fuck up my boat.
Some Norwegians have threatened to seek warrants to shoot and kill the beluga
No,
because he's
that's fucked
damaged
up.
salmon farms or other underwater structures. So basically, like as it says, you know, Hvaldimir got too close to the human world, and it's caused him a lot of problems.
Yeah.
And so that brings us to like today, aka January, when I researched this, where there is like intense discourse around what to do with this whale. And some people want to like put him back in captivity for his own safety. But again, the clicky whale situation, they're not sure that like they can integrate him into another pod. So then they were like, okay, we're going to create a new whale sanctuary for him. But that's actually really hard to do. And here's another quote. Rehabilitating a former captive whale is nothing like the triumphant leap in Free Willy. It's more like helping a severely traumatized victim of abduction reintegrate into society. So enter now the semi-villain of this story. We'll decide together. Yeah. There's an American filmmaker named Regina Cosby Haug who has become like the top Hvaldimir stan. She's obsessed with Hvaldimir. She's created this group called Friends of Hvaldimir to raise awareness of his situation, and also formed a nonprofit called One Whale, which is aptly named because it is dedicated to protecting one whale, that whale being Hvaldimir.
Yeah.
So,
Oh my God. If you want to look like money laundering at its best. Money laundering.
So no animal sanctuary, as hard as she's tried, has been willing to like take him, basically. And I guess what she's trying to do is like she wants to make a documentary film about him and about his life. And like as she's been trying to organize all this, he's getting up to all kinds of business. Last spring, he traveled further south than he's ever traveled, which was not good because he actually doesn't like know where to go. So he traveled farther away from where his food is.
Certified non-genius.
That's the thing. These homeschooled kids, you know, they go out in the world. They don't know how to. They don't know how to do. They don't know where the food is.
They don't know
what
how
they're
to
doing.
eat.
Yeah.
And so he like traveled really far away and like into treacherous waters. And he's also stopped. He's becoming antisocial with humans now. So now he's got like no friends and he's swimming around and the whales don't want to hang out with him. And then he's also kind of over humans because they keep like hitting him with brooms and like throwing rocks at him and shit, which makes a lot of sense. So, okay, there are two organizations involved with this. There's One Whale and then there's NOAA, which is like the Norwegian Whale Protection Organization. Last summer, intense disagreements over Hvaldimir's future basically led to One Whale completely disbanding, and everybody in all of the experts.
One Whale being the nonprofit organization.
The nonprofit started by the documentary filmmaker.
Yeah.
Everybody, all the experts quit and left One Whale because they basically started to say that they think that this lady, like, she wants to My Octopus teacher Hvaldimir. Like, she wants to create, like, her motivations are not pure. So one of the people who quit.
And My Octopus Teacher is a documentary with the South African guy who kept like seeing the same octopus and they were like friends.
Yeah.
And all this shit.
Yeah. So
and they won an Oscar.
It did. And so people think that like her actual motivation is that she wants to create like a satisfying documentary about Hvaldimir.
It's giving The Shape of Water, and I think she should be arrested.
Oh yeah, like the woman that fucks the fish.
Yeah.
You guys have to explain these.
Explain these. I'm just assuming.
Your listeners know what The Shape of Water is, Millie.
Well, listen,
Oscar
you would
winner.
be surprised because again, we talked about Gypsy Rose's online feud, and then we got a text. We're like, I've never heard of Gypsy Rose before. This this case is crazy, and it's like. People didn't know. People are out here not knowing who Gypsy Rose is.
Yeah.
Think they're gonna remember that weird what's his face?
Guillermo del Toro.
Guillermo del Toro movie where this bitch fucks a fish, and then when she confesses that she fucks a fish, Millie thought, well, how the fuck did she fuck? Or I'm like, did she fuck that fish? And then Octavia Butler, token black woman, was like, did you fuck that bitch?
Yeah.
Did you fuck that fish?
And then it's like, how? And then she said, like, his dick came out of the flaps.
Okay, well, I don't.
And we got there.
We got there.
I don't know.
So this woman wants to fuck the whale.
She wants to My Octopus Teacher the whale.
Yeah.
Okay, the allegation is that she wants to My Octopus Teacher him. But this one of the people who resigned gave a quote to the New York Times that said, "One whale unraveled because of one person. From my perspective, the problem was that you had a very controlling individual who had very little integrity or respect for a group of experts that really wanted to help. It became evident that Regina's priority was making a film with a satisfying ending. Belugas swimming off in the sunset together. But you can't film an animal that died because you didn't understand him."
Yeah. Wow. I think that's fair. Could you imagine like having studied these animals your whole life and some director is like, I founded this organization and I'm going to save this whale. And you're like, here's what we need to do. And she says, no, what if he held hands with another whale and they kissed?
I mean,
Literally.
it's giving, the Thai kids that were trapped in the cave. And then there's that diver who studied his whole life and like did cave diving. And then Elon Musk is like, what if we drilled a submarine? And then the guy's like, no.
Oh, Elon Musk is so funny. Elon Musk will post like his drawing, which looks like the sketch of a child, and he's like, we'll just drill straight down and we'll get him like that.
Yeah. And then the guy's like, no, and then he called him a pedophile. Called him a pedophile.
Yeah, he really went in on that diver.
He really went in on that. And to this day, he's done nothing else problematic.
Yeah, that was
Thank
the
God
worst
that
thing
was the
he's
last
ever
thing
done, for
Elon
sure.
Musk has ever done. Last bad thing, yeah.
And now he's fine.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna take us to like where the most recent understandings of Hvaldimir, the viral Russian spy whale. So he reversed. He was going south. He came back. He's kind of back in Norway where he's living around these salmon farms. He's been regaining weight because when he came back, he was looking skinny.
Come on, plump king.
Not in a
Yeah.
good way.
Yeah, not in a good way.
And he's been damaging propellers, sensors, other equipments at
So he's back to
commercial
his own
salmon farms.
shenanigans.
Yeah, he's
back to himself.
He's getting his groove back.
Yeah.
Hvaldimir is getting his groove back, but Norwegian people are pissed, and like a lot of them do want to kill him, which is like not great.
Well, Norway, sorry.
Here's another quote from the New York Times. Like many celebrities, Hvaldimir has lived a life defined by other people's desires.
Oh God.
Almost everyone he has met wants something from him. A snapshot, a story, a lifetime of submission. One of the most tragic aspects of this predicament is the discrepancy between how much he is adored and how little has been accomplished to secure his long-term welfare. And as of February of this year, he's currently living on the southwest coast of Norway, and spring mating season is coming fast. And that documentary lady says we're doing everything possible to be ready. We're hoping that 2024 will be Valdimir's year.
Trying as hard as possible to make this whale sound like he's Britney Spears is so strange to me.
Oh, well, you know when you read an article and you're like, this bitch wants a Pulitzer so
yeah.
bad.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
Every other
my
word.
God, get over it.
Like the plata da
Yeah. But I feel like, and this is my thing, right? As much as we say homeschool kids, whatever, they always find someone to match their freak.
Mhm. He'll find someone.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like, listen, Gypsy Rose has ran through multiple men. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm saying, like, I feel like weirdos will always find someone to match their
Oh,
freak.
you think
Yeah,
he's
they're
gonna find like a minky whale or something?
Oh, yeah. No, yeah, exactly.
Or maybe one of these half narwhal girls.
Yeah, maybe a, biracial.
Well, it's so crazy to me because
By whale show.
And so you're having your own Navy SEAL moment.
Yeah.
But
I
I'm
was
going to
gonna
laugh along. I'm going to laugh along because I think it's important that the mood of the room is always up.
And
And here's
this
what I
is-
won't do.
And this is the difference between New York comedy and Chicago comedy, is that Chicago is very supportive. New York, we're waiting to tear people down. And that's why we love you, Vinny. Anyway, by whale show.
Wow. Go ahead, say it.
Elisa says,
Flipper,
It's-
I hardly know her. Right, Millie? Right?
Right, Vinny. Yes, and.
That joke was a fluke. Right, Millie?
No.
Shove it up your blowhole, Elise.
Okay, I mean, that is the end on Hvaldimir. I was going to ask for final thoughts, but I feel like that run was pretty good.
What are my final thoughts? I think it's odd. There are some pods of orcas that, or not orcas, belugas that number in like the hundreds. I don't know why they're fixating on one in Norway.
Yeah, come on.
I guess it's like because they're the closest one,
Yeah.
but I am at a certain point, it's like, okay, but we can branch out at
Yeah,
this
take them to the
point.
Caribbean.
I
mean,
also
Yeah,
think- I also think
I want to
yes.
see that movie.
yeah. I want to see a beluga whale with a sunburn.
Yeah.
I want to see a beluga whale absolutely burned pink from the Caribbean
Yeah,
sun.
and get those braids. You know when European people go to the Caribbean and they get those ugly ass braids with the big ass beads that are.
He
tearing
can't
their
catch food
scalp.
because the fish hear the beads clacking around.
It's like, look, I only paid $500 for this,
And
and
look-
it's like the simplest braid.
Obviously, they should try as hard as possible to like keep him in the wild. But if they need to put him in captivity, put him in captivity.
captivity,
People
listen.
romanticize the wild so much,
Yeah,
but
the
it's
wild
also
sucks.
hard to live. You get parasites. You eat plastic bags if you're a whale. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? His guts are probably filled with trash. Like,
Yeah.
who cares? Put him in captivity if
Yeah,
it's better
again,
for
people
him.
are trying to hit him with brooms. It's like
Yeah.
if he was in like a little, I mean, I don't want to blackfish anybody.
No,
you know
but
what I mean?
No,
sometimes-
but it's like sometimes captivity is necessary. And look, I would rather someone like a gorgeous guy in a wetsuit like rub my tummy and throw a fish in my mouth than
Well, and that's just a Friday in LA. Baby.
oh, you're disgusting, Millie. You're a villain.
Hey.
No, but she's absolutely right.
But that's the same thing of like recidivism in the Carlsbad state.
Oh,
It's like
Lord.
sometimes like, people rather be in jail than be out here in the thing because they got 3 hots in a cot. That's what they say.
You said recidivism?
Recidivism.
Recidivism.
Recidivism is people who
I don't know
go
actually
back
what the
to
right
jail.
pronunciation
Yeah,
is.
I don't
so
know.
I don't
either.
know. what-
Recidivism is when your hairline.
Oh, I'm saying recidivism like SEA.
I heard it's recidivism.
Not when you're in the ocean, mama.
Oh, okay.
recidivism.
I get it.
See,
I'm sorry.
that one
was
flew over.
That one was.
That one
I
flew
was
over
really
my
struggling.
head.
I
That's on
thought
me.
it
I
was
thought
a
you were making fun of how I
pronunciation
pronounced it.
I was
I'm
like, I know Millie's right.
I
You
listened
see,
to
Millie said, no, I said it right.
I said it right, but you're saying recidivism.
Yeah.
Okay, well, kill me. Yeah,
You guys
so
begged for me to be on this podcast.
We did.
we did,
We
and we
did.
were gonna move around and we were gonna shift things.
Oh, I'm
and
sorry about that.
Yeah,
I'm
we're
really sorry
gonna
about that,
do
by the way.
everything in our power to have you on, just to insult you.
Hell in high water.
Just and it's all symbolic to Vladimir.
Valdimir.
Vladimir.
You know, I hope he remains touching seagrass. I don't know.
Seaweed,
Seaweed,
seagrass.
seagrasses, etc. Is it time for grasshole?
Are we
Time
listing
for-
sea plants? Oh, as a transition.
As a
Yes,
transition.
Wonderful
grass,
grasshole.
seagrass,
Oh,
touch
I
grass.
love that.
You're on the podcast Go Touch Grass, by the way.
Yeah.
And B.T. Dubs.
Just in keeping with because within 5 minutes of us recording, every single guest reveals that they don't listen to the podcast, and just so that the audience knows, Vinny did ask us what grasshole was before we got on.
I listened
and
to the episode with Lisa's husband on it, but I didn't get to Grasshole.
We didn't
Yeah,
get to, well,
and we
that
said
was
that's
a
at the
loaded
end.
one. That was a loaded one. And that
So you
one is-
listened to Hawk Tua,
I did listen to
yeah,
Hawk
and that
yeah.
one was one of the most
chaotic episode.
I was working through it.
Yeah.
With Danny. And everyone loved it.
And
it was
everyone loved
fucking
it.
sick.
Yeah.
Everyone did love
Did
that
they love
one.
it or they thought you were mad at him?
Well, yes.
It was both. I think
Yeah.
both.
Well, they loved that I was getting frustrated with Danny.
Yeah.
What is it? CTE, ADHD,
CTE,
HAD,
asthma.
asthma, dyslexia, and that's Elise's man.
He's got
And that's
all
my
that?
man.
Wow.
And
Yeah,
that's your
he's
man.
got it
Come
all.
on, come
He's
on.
got it all.
Come on, Alphabet King.
Yeah, oh, yeah, you heard that part.
He said, give him the letters.
Give him the letters. Give him all the letters. Okay. So for Grasshole of the week is the segment where we choose someone who needs to go touch the
grass.
touch the grass, the theoretical grass, more than anyone. Right? This happened over a week ago, which is literally like a century on the internet, literally.
Yeah.
Before an assassination attempt and a president getting COVID, and maybe at the time of the thing, a president dropping out.
Yeah, we don't know.
we
We
don't
don't
know
know what's going to be happening by the time this Vinny episode comes out. Vinny doesn't believe it.
Yeah,
No,
listen,
absolutely not.
FrenchProperty.com, American Empire is crumbling. So, Elise, Vinny, I just want to
Okay.
hear, have you heard of Miami Vice Gate?
No.
No, is Gate G-A-I-T or G-A-T-E?
Just Miami Vice.
Oh, like Miami Vice Gate. Okay,
yeah,
yeah,
Miami
gotcha.
Vice
Yeah.
Gate.
No,
I know
I
what
haven't
Miami
heard of it,
Vice
no.
is.
Okay.
I thought you were talking about
I
like a
don't know
certain
any
kind of
drama
walk
about
for
it.
a second.
Oh, no.
No. But I see what you
A
mean.
walk?
Yeah, like a Miami Vice. He has kind of a Miami Vice gate. Do you know what I
Oh.
mean? But you're talking about like a catastrophe or
Yeah,
something.
like
a
the
problem.
Watergate.
Miami
Yeah.
Vice Gate.
well,
Yeah.
How
yeah. Sorry.
That affects
Everything's
thing.
gate. Well, okay, good, because then you guys are going in blind, and we
Wow.
can get your honest reaction.
Yeah.
But-
Unlike Vinny knowing absolutely everything about what I
Yeah, I know. I was really surprised because you are online, so I'm like, wow. But you're on animal
You're on-
Twitter, which is real sick because we had a really animal Twitter gets testy.
Yeah.
Oh, especially about cats. Have you seen the discourse about letting your cats free roam?
Oh, for feral
I
cats.
can't.
It's
I
like
can't
it's really
get
bad,
into
yeah.
that.
No, we got it. We had a grasshole about a fish tank. That guy who like.
You see
the
how I
fish?
moved you off of this so easily?
I know. Well, listen, ADHD, baby.
ADHD,
Women
CC,
can do
asthma.
things with ADHD. But yeah, it gets testy on Animal Talk. But this is film talk that we're talking. I mean,
Oh.
film Twitter, which is
Also
also
scary.
It's scary, dangerous,
Not something I would
Just-
engage in.
just like Miami Vice. Well, just a background. Miami Vice is this specifically thing. We're talking about the 2006 film.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's based on the 1980s TV action drama named Miami Vice, right? And the synopsis of the film says, a case involving drug lords and murder in South Florida takes a personal turn for undercover detectives Sonny Crockett, Colin Farrell, my daddy, the love of my life, Colin Farrell, and Ricardo Tubbs, Jamie Foxx. Unorthodox Crockett gets involved romantically with the Chinese-Cuban wife of a trafficker of arms and drugs, while Tubbs deals with an assault on those he loves.
Okay.
So that's the synopsis of the movie. The movie got a 6.1 out of 10 on IMDb, 47% on Rotten Tomatoes,
Oof.
and a 66% on Metacritic.
Mm.
Fun fact, I went to high school in South Florida. I grew up in South Florida. That's that chaotic thing that you're sensing in me, that danger.
Yeah. You got the alligator spirit.
I got the alligator spirit. You don't
Yeah.
know what's happening to me next. Wait till I tell you I also own an Android. You can't predict me. You don't know what I'm doing.
Parrot behavior.
So, yeah. I famously went to high school with a kid whose dad was the star of the 1980s show Miami Vice.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's kind of big.
Yeah, it's kind of big.
I've
It's
never
kinda big.
seen Miami Vice, but I listen to Crockett's theme from the original
Oh.
series all the time when I'm in my car.
Interesting.
I have no idea what that is, but
It's just like the theme. It's Crockett's theme, that instrumental theme that it plays when he
I
comes
do
on.
imagine you as driving around to instrumental music.
Yeah.
That's for
Yeah,
That
I,
has it.
I would pick Knight Rider for you.
Knight Rider 2.
Knight Rider's good. Okay. So why is this brought up? Why are we learning about Miami Vice?
Okay.
Why are we doing this? Because on July 4th, 2024,
Oh my god.
that's this year,
Yeah.
Twitter user and film critic Brandon Streisnig posted a clip from the 2006 film Miami Vice, writing, GF asked me to show her my favorite movie tonight. Probably the most important step in the relationship. No going back now, right?
Yeah.
And he
Okay.
posted the trailer of Miami Vice, right? On July 5th, Twitter user Shadria Labouvier at Shadria then quote tweeted the clip, writing, quote, straight men live on a completely different planet than the rest of us. What is this? The tweet gained 5.9 million views,
Oof.
370 replies, and 700 retweets.
She wanted to check.
And 600 likes in 4 days. So,
She wanted to check. Right?
Yeah.
That's it.
it could have ended there,
Oh no.
Oh.
but
no.
she received criticism. Over the following days, Labouvier received backlash to her critical tweet of Streisnig showing Miami Vice to his girlfriend, as many found it unnecessarily rude. Right? People are like, why are you making fun of this guy? Like, yeah, it's like a weird movie, but like,
Everyone's
whatever.
allowed to have a
This
weird
is like
movie with their
Also,
favorite
you don't need to
movie.
like gender and assign a sexuality to a movie. It's just weird.
well, some movies are straight, like just like Blink-182 is for straight people.
Oh, that's true. I didn't-
Labouvier
yeah.
replied.
Forget what I said.
I saw Blink-182 with my
And I did
husband.
too. And guess what? I used to go to school in Orange County. I drove to Bakersfield to see Blink-182 live. So listen, anyone, yeah, I know. Because people, listen, I get booked on queer shows in New York because people don't know my alphabet. But I sometimes I gotta let people know I'm
Who
like,
said that?
I just
Lucas
don't-
Gage.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
But people don't know my alphabet, so I'd be getting booked on queer shows, and I'm like, listen, I saw Blink. It's like I'm an ally. I'm here. I'm in queer culture, as Darren Quish said. But also, I do need you to know. Disclaimer: I did see Blink-182 in Big. I drove 3 hours to see Blink-182 in 2009. It wasn't even like when they were cool and they came back.
Yeah.
No, squarely when they were uncool.
That is straight culture.
It is
That
straight culture, but you're right. That was a criticism. Like, why are you gendering this? Why, whatever, right? So over the following days, Labouvier received backlash to her critical tweets, right? Labouvier, this is where she gets Grasshole, replied to dozens of critical responses, often in quote tweets, arguing with commenters who grew aggressively aggro that she continued to argue over something seemingly so trivial.
Yeah, she's a first timer.
She doubled down and posted through it, and it gets crazy. A lot of people pointed out that Brandon, who's the guy, is not even straight. He's bisexual. So to say that this is a straight guy thing was wrong, and that she's straight.
She didn't know his alphabet. So
She
it's
didn't
like
know
you're
his
saying this
alphabet.
and you don't even know his
It's
alphabet.
2024. You can't assume anyone's alphabet. But mine, sadly, is S. It's one of my only flaws, is that I date
The
straight
S
men.
is for silly.
The S is for silly, and the M is
This
for
is for
Millie.
SEAL Team 6?
Naval SEAls, yeah.
Navy
SEAls, yeah. Let's go back to
SEAls?
that.
I gotcha,
We
I gotcha.
clearly moved on, but okay. Labouvier responded pretty intensely to every single critic, even though, to be fair, some of her critiques were mean, right? So one example was a guy who tweeted at her, would you be willing to shut the fuck up and maybe go outside for once? This is after she was tweeting a while. Was that mean? Yes. But
Would you be willing to shut the fuck up? It's like, it's really, really good though. I do like. Would you be willing to shut the fuck up?
Could you imagine if she was a crazy person? If she quoted all of these with like a video of her eating a live mouse or something? Do you know what I mean?
Well,
like something
guys,
nuts.
she's not eating a live mouse, but this response is crazy. To that, she responded, so one of the reasons why I asked people if they'd like to go on the record, because every time somebody would like say something mean to her, she's like, "Are you gonna go on the record for this?" And they're like, "What?"
What does that mean?
Like, if you're gonna go on the record for like being this
It's
mean.
her record. She has files on everybody.
Yeah,
That's
but I'm just like,
basically-
but I do feel like tweeting it in the first place is going on the
Yeah,
record. Like
she's not a
you're on the
journalist,
record.
yeah.
Well, guys, let me finish this tweet. So one of the reasons why I ask people if they'd like to go on the record is because I'm a very good researcher, and with time you might find I might find you anyway. Using a bit of the Fordham sweater posted in your header, I discovered you work here. Is there more that you'd like to add for the record? So the guy who's asked her to shut the fuck up, what she did was she says that she saw that he had a Fordham sweater on his thing, Googled him, and found his LinkedIn and quote tweeted it and posted it on Twitter.
Oh, she needs to go to jail.
Yeah.
and then somebody commented, right? Not the sweater. And then she says, this is La Bouvier. I don't need much. This is what happens when you're one of the best. And then to that, the guy
What?
replies, my name is in my handle. And to be fair, his Twitter handle is Yo soy, which in Spanish is I am Ryan Davis. So it's funny
That
she's
is very,
giving-
very funny. Also, like, I guess I don't understand, like, is she trying to be like, I'm gonna find you and get you fired because you said, would you be willing to shut the fuck up? Like, I feel like that's
Yeah.
not.
Are you going on the record and already like on its own is stupid.
Yeah.
And the fact that we have to, like, one of the most disheartening aspects of the internet is that you have to share it with so many people who are so unsmart.
Yeah.
Like, just what is she talking about, man?
Well, guys, I'm going to read this. One tweet says, to be clear, you can rail this account for the next month and you'll never get from me what you want. I don't care about validating you, that you feel inferior.
This is about
Your
Miami
class-
Vice.
Yeah, I know. Your class rage, performing civility,
Class rage.
etc. Heal from what I said. And then the next tweet, I don't ride the storm. I am the storm.
Come on,
I
Daenerys
regret-
Targaryen.
I know. I regret nothing and meant every word of it. And then this tweet, so that we're clear, period. And my intent and intentions of cataloging comments, engagements, and emails are also very clear as well. I absolutely intend to use some of them in a larger publication, and I have not hidden that.
In a larger publication, like she's gonna do a blog?
I don't know.
She
got a
doesn't work for a
Substack?
larger publication. What does she think?
Well, and like you said, like a lot of people
She
are...
think WAPO is gonna reach out?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm like,
WAPO.
what's the larger publication?
So she was
A big
tweeting-
long note.
A big long note. No, Elon already asked her for an X partnership, and then he's gonna renege on it 2 days later because she said that.
What?
That's how I feel when people say, like when white people say Arnold Schwarzenegger's last name.
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
you're doing too much.
Who?
Who? Say what? A Negroni? Okay, so. So.
Wow, I'm listening and learning.
Listening and learning, just like me and the whale. So more than the initial tweet,
Yeah.
what went viral really was her insane doubling down, the I am the storm, whatever.
I'm
And
a storm.
The internet was on fire for days. So people were taking that tweet format. Somebody tweeted, GF asked me to show her my favorite movie tonight, probably the most important step in the relationship, no going back now. And it's a tweet of, I think I love my wife, the Chris Rock movie. Which
Oh, God.
which is so crazy because his wife divorced him after that movie because he's a bad husband. Anyway, okay. So Brandon's initial tweet was on July 4th. Shadria's tweet is July 5th. The internet's going crazy for multiple days. July 7th, Brandon tweets this. One cool thing the past few days is how many strangers are messaging me telling me they watched Miami Vice for the first time and loved it. Plus, many tweets I'm seeing with that sentiment out in the wild. Sharing movies, that's what it's all about, right?
Wow.
And it was so crazy. It was such an uproar that the IFC Film Center, a movie theater in New York, tweeted, you know some movie theater was going to do it, and we're that New York City movie theater. Join us for Miami Vice 2006 this Friday and Saturday at 11:40 p.m.
And you know
They
sold
had
out, too.
they showed it, and they invited Brandon and his girlfriend for free.
Wow, he played it perfect.
He
He
played it
didn't say
perfect.
shit, and then he just came out with something wholesome, and now he gets to go see his
And
favorite
that's it.
movie, take
He's
his
And
girlfriend on a
meanwhile,
cute date.
Miss Thing is sitting on the toilet spiraling,
Well,
talking about how are you going to say I am the storm and then say just to be clear
Yeah.
afterwards?
I also love
That's
heal
crazy.
from what I have said.
Well,
Heal from it.
And
And
just
now-
to jump in, yeah.
and now let's talk about Miss Thing, because the thing is, people looked into her and where she used to work, and LeBouvier worked as a curator for the Guggenheim Museum in 2019.
Okay.
She curated a Basquiat exhibit.
Okay, that's a big girl job.
And during that time, she reportedly clashed with the museum's artistic director, Nancy
imagine.
Spector, and claimed to be the subject of racial discrimination. An independent investigation found LeBouvier was not discriminated against because of her race, but the backlash led to Nancy Spector's resignation from the museum. So what everyone's saying is like, this girl's so crazy. Like, they looked into her thing and they're like, I bet you she was lying about this racist thing, and now this woman lost her job.
Oh, that's messed up.
I don't
oh my
know.
gosh.
Yeah, so before I open the floor
Yeah.
for you guys for reactions, I don't know how to feel about this, because I feel like, personally, I feel like the initial straight guy thing was like, I just feel like there's a community of white guys on Reddit and like white guys on Twitter that feel kind of a type of way that people are like making fun of straight white men, and like that their time to shine has not even like gone. It's just like there's a little bit of jokes about them,
Yeah.
and they're whatever. And what happened was that one girl who made that joke, like, she was crazy, and now they're like, oh, everything's a lie, and like all claims about racism is a lie, and you're a liar, and everyone's like, well,
Yeah, like this is the type of person who makes claims like this. Look,
And I mean, I just think that's the unfortunate thing about some people being intellectually dishonest. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, unfortunately, like especially on Twitter, like there's so many racist white guys now. Like it's just that
That's
it's
what it
that
is, yeah.
website now that like they're gonna jump on that anyway.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So for someone to genuinely be like a kind of a bad operator just
Yeah.
looks bad, but I also it's like the internet. Like I don't take any of it seriously. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? At least
Yeah.
not on Twitter.
Yeah. So, and the pinned tweet of hers is like her recounting the racial discrimination she faced at the Guggenheim. So it wasn't. It was
yeah,
also
it's not.
like,
It's also yo soy
Yo
Ryan.
soy Ryan.
It's like, oh, I discovered this. It's literally her pinned tweet.
it's her pinned tweet. So, but yeah. So how do you feel? I feel like the initial tweet again wasn't that bad. Like this is straight white guy. But then when she got backlash, I feel like you can't. You can't be posting through it, guys. Don't post through it.
No, don't post through it, and also like don't be serious. I think you know what I mean. If
Why
it's
so serious?
if it's a
Wow,
jokey
what's
joke-
your alphabet, Vinny? Because that's a pretty straight man statement. Why so serious? That's giving
yeah,
Joker.
I'm so Joker pilled.
Joker pilled.
Can I? I'm so sorry.
If you're
This
gonna make
is
a
a
joke, make a
complete
joke.
tangent.
Yeah.
This is a complete tangent. But one time in college, my college boyfriend made this. He printed out this like it's called a rasturbation, which is
Yes,
like
yes.
yeah,
when
it's
you
like
print
a
out.
it,
That's a millennial thing. Yes.
yeah.
I
It's
have
like
no idea what you're talking about.
When you have like an image and then you rasturbate it so that it's over.
and that is the word.
I think
six-
rasturbate is the word I'm having. an
It-
issue with.
Yeah.
And it is unfortunate that
You
that's what it
print-
is, but that is the word.
It's kind of like an Instagram grid. Like, you remember when people would put like a picture of themselves on Instagram, but they'd put like it'd be like 6 different posts.
Oh, to
square.
make one
Each
big
square.
picture.
And
Yeah.
Okay.
So
So
that's
he-
what masturbation is.
Yes.
Is like you print 6 pages to create one image.
So he like printed out this rasturbation of old drawing of fucking rhinoceros. I'm sure you would love to have that in your home.
I wouldn't masturbate in my
Yeah.
home.
Vinny, I'm sending you a rasturbation.
Why
of-
we're not? We're
I'm
that's
sending you a
the
rhino
only
masturbation.
safe place to masturbate is your home.
No, I'm a child of God. I wouldn't masturbate. Period.
Oh, okay, whatever.
But he's printed out this thing, and then he had a whole cool wall that was this big rhino, and then he had one party, and this guy who sucked at some point during the party in highlighter wrote "Why so serious" across, and he ruined the masturbation.
Oh, man.
he
Oh, no.
absolutely wrecked this thing, and everyone like. Oh, it sucked so much. He had worked so hard to print out all those little
Yeah,
squares
all
and
those
then
squares,
put them
'cause you
up,
have to
and then
print a bunch
someone
of
wrote.
squares.
And it
Yeah.
was also like not even peak dark nighttime. Like it was already like that meme had passed and was down, and then
Yeah.
now the masturbation said, "Why so serious
Some
on
people
it?"
just want to see the world burn.
Oh my God, which also doesn't make any sense. It's the most like, but this is what I'm saying, right? Like, if I was, back to my alphabet, if I was bi, I'd fully embrace it. You know how many fucking Joker, like, Tinder accounts I have to swipe left on to get some semblance of someone normal? I'm unfortunately an S, guys. I don't.
Yeah.
But anyway, back to the subject.
Back to the
matter.
subject. I just had to digress because anytime like "Why so serious" comes up, I remember that the ruined masturbation.
You're saying don't take anything on the internet seriously.
I would say if you post something like that, like making fun of straight guys, like do another joke on it,
Yeah.
heighten it, and then keep being unserious, making more jokes. Do you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
Like,
What next? Like, you're gonna go to Blink-182 in Bakersfield?
like someone gets pissed, say, "What's next? You're gonna put a gun to my head and force me to watch Godfather 3." Do you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
just do bits. But I think the issue with her is
Mm-hmm.
that she has some sort of imbalance.
Yeah.
And she was upset, and she is also a liar and mean.
Well, also, I just feel like there's a group of the artistic community, and it's, people, I think that comedy is an art, but there are people in the artistic community who take themselves so seriously and are so serious about everything, and then really whatever, that they can't, they're like incapable of making it lighthearted or
Yeah.
taking a step back or whatever, and they double down. I mean, that's like how some of these art people do see success, is like
Yeah.
they have to be serious all the time and whatever, but it's just like, in this case, babe, this isn't like, I'm sure as a Black woman being like in an art gallery space, you are constantly undermined and people whatever, so you have this reflex and hypervigilance of like, you're gonna take me seriously, but like, babe, this is a Twitter thread,
Yeah, this
and like,
is Twitter.
But you can
And
This
also
ain't the
tell,
Guggenheim.
just
Yeah.
from the word she chose, you can also tell she's got like some sort of a complex.
and
Do you know what I
also,
mean?
yeah,
Like,
yeah,
I
yeah.
am the storm. What? Girl, you live in a house and eat food and shit like the rest of us. I don't know
I don't shit.
what
but
you're
okay.
saying. You don't shit? Yeah.
I'm
And nor should
constipated.
you. Don't try it.
Don't try
I also the heal from this really gets me because I'm
Heal
like, but
from
you're
this.
not like providing like
You need to heal from
yeah,
this.
you need to heal from the entire situation. I feel like personally, it's like you can reply max 3 times when something is going cuckoo crazy like that, and then you have to.
And then you have
I'll just
You have
delete
to
it.
move
Sometimes
away.
I'll reply and then I'll be like, why am I replying? I'll just delete
Yeah.
the tweet. It's
There's
just no
some
point.
people where I'm like, why are you replying to this? Like, again, that Elon Musk thing, people, well, I like, somebody said, because I wrote all this stuff about Elon Musk, and then I think I shared this on the previous pod. Someone's like, she's just mad because Elon Musk won't fuck her. And like,
That's the thing I'm least mad about in this world.
like,
Couldn't be happier about it.
I just saw someone compared the shape of his body to the shape of the Cybertruck.
wow, like front heavy, back
Yeah,
is
and
the
there's like that
booties,
sharp angle
Hank Hill
on the chest.
booty.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Tapers down at the end.
Wow. I mean,
Yeah.
instead of like phallic, it's like.
Don't you guys love like people who have delusions of grandeur? I think they're some of the most entertaining people to watch.
Yeah.
When she was talking about a publication, in her head, she's Aaron Brockovich. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like she's
100%.
gonna bust this thing wide open. And all that happened was that
Like, white guys
she insulted someone's
replied her.
movie. That's it. That's all that happened.
She decided on a movie, and then a bunch of white guys like quote tweeted her and called her stupid. I'm like, babe, welcome to a Tuesday in my life.
Yeah, like that does not
But-
an
That's very
article make.
activity.
But for her, this is a case. Do you know what I mean? And she's gonna get to the bottom
Are you
of
willing to
it.
go on the record for this? And it's like
Sherlock Holmes, give it
the
a
things-
rest.
The things that people tweet, I know. So yeah, I just feel like this girl is like clearly unwell. Guys, so this is the cautionary tale of like, don't post through it.
Don't
Either
post through it.
heighten the joke or reply 3 times. Lock your tweets.
Yeah.
Lock it. If you lock your tweets, make them private. The show's over.
Yeah.
The show's over.
Yeah.
You did it once. You replied once. You whatever. Lock it.
Or better yet, get an anime profile picture and say whatever you want.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what
just
I mean?
just make
Get an anime profile
an
picture.
account for saying whatever. One of my favorite dust ups that I've seen you get in on Twitter,
Dust
Vinny, a
ups?
little dust up, is that you tweeted a video of two girls doing splits in flood water.
Oh my god.
And I think someone responded and said you were anti-black.
I said,
Well, because he's South Asian.
I said, I'm never gonna split in dirty. I said I'm not gonna split in dirty ass water.
Yeah.
And one person, everyone else loved it. You know what I mean? Everyone else loved it, and one person is like, "Oh, so they're dirty because they're black?" And I said, I don't. What's happening here?
They're saying that the flood waters that are known to have bacteria and shit
Yeah, I'm
and
saying-
piss.
You're putting your
Booty
pussy
hole
in it.
in
Yeah,
Pussy.
I'm
Booty
saying
hole
when you
and
split
your
it,
pussy.
when you bust it in filthy, disgusting flood water filled with shit,
Yeah.
that is actually gross.
Yeah.
And
Wow, no, you're anti-black.
but it's
What
always
next you're gonna say to not break your pasta?
I think it's always funny when it's one person and the reply is unhinged. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Then it's fun because like everyone's gonna know it's unhinged and
Yeah.
everyone can kind of play around with it. But like, yeah, if it's
I just always remember you on the floodwater day.
Floodwater.
Floodwater
I
Day was
gotta-
crazy. So was Scarlett Johansson, Jimmy Carter Day.
Oh, what was that?
Did you?
I
Okay.
don't remember this
Tell
day.
us.
When Jimmy Carter was young, he looked exactly like Scarlett Johansson.
Wow.
I am the first person to make this observation. Many people have tried to steal this tweet from me, but I was the first person to do it. Young twink Jimmy Carter looks exactly like Scarlett Johansson as like a drag
Would
king.
you,
They
would
look
you
the same.
smash young twink Jimmy Carter?
No chin.
Oh,
But
interesting.
Unfortunate.
I
Would you
posted
smash
that.
young Joe Biden?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
The
Me
thing,
too,
is, the
me
thing
too.
is, that's a universal
Yeah,
yes.
yeah, yeah.
Um,
I would smash, guys, controversial. I'd smash young Fidel Castro.
Not even
I have
controversial.
no
idea
I
what
think that was
Fidel
part of
Castro
his.
looks
That
like
was
young.
part
That
of
was part of
his.
his thing. He was fucking
You know,
inside
and I'm from an
everybody.
exile family,
Yeah,
but that was part of his.
At least he's Cuban, but young Fidel Castro is hot.
That's
and
part of how he kind of came
rose
to
to
be.
power. Yeah, sorry.
It's okay.
He had the suit on.
Okay, so you wouldn't fuck young Jimmy Carter.
Wait, no. I don't want to talk about fucking Jimmy Carter.
Oh.
All I said was I posted a picture of him next to Scarlett Johansson, and I said Scarlett Johansson looking ass, and a bunch of white people who have never heard ass in that part of a sentence before
Oh, yeah,
were like
yeah, yeah.
calling him an ass. How dare you? He was one of the best presidents of all time.
my
He
God.
was incredible. How dare you call him an ass? And I'm like, you don't actually know what you're saying. And it was
Yeah.
a lot of them, like down the line. Like, how dare you disrespect him like this?
Yeah. It reminds me of an improv coach I had one time. I was in an all women of color improv group, and we had this improv coach, and in the thing I was like, bitch, shut the fuck up, or whatever, right? And she went in on us, and she's like, you cannot say bitch in that way. Like, that is
No.
offensive. And I'm
These are
like,
your sisters.
yeah, well, it's like also, I'm like, but like bitch, like looking ass is not ass, and bitch in like Black culture is like,
Good morning.
no, well, it's like, dude. It's like, bitch, please. It's like, dude, like what? You
It's
know what I
hello,
mean?
it's goodbye.
Yeah, it's
like
hello.
It's
aloha.
I love you.
It's I love you. It's amore. It's a fettuccine. Please take that out.
Bleeping it, bleeping it, bleeping it.
Bleeping it.
Bleeping it.
Well, at least almost bleeped cracker when I said that.
I joked about bleeping cracker. I would never bleep cracker.
And with that, guys, Shantria,
Le Bouvier.
Bouvier, go touch grass.
Oh my
Guys.
god.
Not a real name, by the way. She's undercover. She's in witness protection. It's
Yeah.
got to be witness protection.
Well,
Wow. I do love Le Bouvier.
Le
Oh,
Bouvier,
so do I.
it's giving Creole, and that was a whole that was a
Oh,
whole
that
discourse.
too, yeah.
That was a whole discourse on Black Twitter. Is like when white people are like, "I'm not white, I'm Creole."
That I can't address.
we can't
I'm not going to
begin
be
to-
addressing
we
that.
can't begin to
We just
unpack
ended the
that.
podcast.
Yeah,
we
we
just
just
said
ended
go
the
touch
podcast,
grass.
yes.
It's the end. We're not
we
getting
can't
into
do any more diaspora wars. Vinny, where can we find you on the internet?
Thank you, Millie. You can
And
find
we're
me.
talking about handles.
Thank you, Millie.
Because Danny did not know he said his personal website.
Oh
so.
my god!
Thank you,
missed
Elise.
That part.
Thank you, Millie. You can find me on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok at VINN_AYY. That's VINN_AYY. Thank you, and have a great day.
you.
Okay, that's the LA, baby.
That's beautiful.
That's beautiful.
Guys, you can find me on Instagram still, unless someone from Meta wants to help me, at Pandalise, and on TikTok at Elise Navidad. And you can find this podcast at Go Touch Grass Pod on everything.
And you can find me on Instagram and TikTok at Millie_Tamares. And you can find me on Twitter. I'm still there. My brain is rotting at Millie Tamares. Until next time, go touch grass!
That was a HeadGum podcast.
Hi, I'm Caleb Heron, host of the So True podcast, now on HeadGum. Every week, me and my guests get into it, and we get down to what's really going on. I ask them what's so true to them, how they got to where they are in life, a bunch of other questions, and we also may or may not test their general trivia knowledge, whether it's one of my sworn enemies like Brittany Broski or Drew Wallow, or my actual biological mother, Kelly. My guests and I are just after the truth, and if we find it, great, and if not, no worries. So subscribe to So True on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Pocket Casts, or wherever you get your podcasts, and watch video episodes on the So True with Caleb Heron YouTube channel. New episodes drop every Thursday. Love ya.